The Houston neighborhood has been housing a deadly secret for years, according to homeowners and experts. All of it finally being exposed after a massive number of residents were diagnosed with cancer, some even dying from it.
And now families are fighting a major corporation they say is at fault with all this during a time the city of Houston is examining various solutions, including relocation.
Tonight, investigator Mario Diaz is examining the cancer cluster of the 5th Ward and Kashmere Gardens and has exclusive results from new testing.
Environmental investigators on the hunt with robotic rovers, searching for toxic chemicals in the long-standing communities of the 5th Ward and Kashmere Gardens.
People at home see a neighborhood.
Right, yes, sir.
What do you see here?
I see a bad problem.
I see a clutter, a mess, and death.
A clutter of mess
And death. Because if somebody don't do something, everybody around here gonna die.
Death caused by cancer, and not just any type, according to attorney Jason Gibson.
The list is 3 pages, but I can tell you the main ones. The brain cancer, leukemia, esophageal, stomach, kidney, liver, lung, bronchus, breast cancer, and the list goes on.
A myriad of cancers impacting primarily lower-income blacks and Latinos. Gibson represents close to 1,800 of them. KPRC2 Investigates spent time with 2.
It's liver cancer is what they're telling me.
Meet Anthony Kilpatrick and Barbara Mouton.
Breast cancer, stage 1.
Both battling to stay alive on their dime, while also fighting the railroad behemoth Union Pacific over what they and others say has been seeping out of this 5th Ward rail yard for decades.
It looks like a tar.
This is how Gibson describes the chemicals used to preserve railroad wood on the site until 1984. Its official name is creosote, and Gibson says it wasn't handled appropriately, which is why he and his team recently launched rovers into the sewers around the rail yard. Only KPRC2 Investigates was there to witness the search for contamination.
We're doing testing, my law firm, that Union Pacific has not done since they purchased the rail yard in 1996.
This December 1993 report by the EPA highlights the potential human and environmental targets of the site, listing various findings of contaminated soil over the years. Fast forward to 30 years later, Union Pacific is still testing the site, with the EPA keeping a close eye.
Are you going to put the cover back completely?
We found one contractor examining a well. The vehicle the worker was driving had its doors completely covered up. Union Pacific confirming it was one of their contractors collecting data.
There's definitely contamination in the sewers, both the storm sewers and the sanitary sewers.
Gibson says his team's recent testing indicates the contaminated area, known as the plume, is stretching further than what is being publicly portrayed by the city and officials, impacting more residents, even where children play.
The city's version of the plume and what it encompasses right now is apparently very arbitrary and small. I don't think they actually know. They're guessing.
Yet, considering the documented dangers around them, the neighborhood is constructing new chapters. In recent years, they have seen a number of new home projects, along with a children's playground approved by the administration of former Mayor Sylvester Turner, all blocks away from the contaminated site, where a report by the state shows a higher level of children being diagnosed with leukemia.
Don't nobody care about us because we black and Hispanic. If it was River Oaks, they'd have been and done something.
Mayor John Whitmire says he does.
I'm scheduled for a briefing. The EPA is coming back with some results, and we're anxious to talk to them.
But residents are tired of briefings by officials, and they are skeptical of the city's home relocation program. What they want is a true resolution, something Barbara Mouton doesn't anticipate ever seeing.
I don't think it's gonna come in my lifetime. And that's the way I feel in my heart. They don't care. They don't care about us.
Union Pacific, in a statement, tells me previous testing has shown no risk to residents. They add they are aiming for thoroughness for the safety of the community.
Wow. In the meantime, people are dying. Mario, what's next?
Well, tomorrow night at the 5th Ward Multi-Service Center that's located off of Market Street there, they're going to have officials who are going to give a plan, or actually planning to give an update as to what the cancer cluster investigation has produced thus far, as well as future testing for the area. Remember, the EPA says that it won't be until possibly next fall, okay, that they're going to be able to share their determination as to whether or not there's been a health risk for people's lives out there, and whether or not they're going to have to continue to examine this
it's
further.
Disturbing to see the playground and those new homes going up.
And that was something that we saw when we were there. I mean, again, that plume is a small, tiny area that they're working with right now. Gibson and his team said it's expanded, and just a few blocks away,
It's so disturbing.
you have that brand new playground. Again, that was all approved under the previous administration.
Turner. All right, Mario, we'll know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you very much. In the meantime, remember, if you have a story for KPRC to investigate, all you have to do is call our tip line, 713-223-TIPS. You can also email investigate@kprc.com.